What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Into Somewhere. Today we got something different for the show. Today we are going to be talking sports, not wrestling. So, fuck Jake DeMarco, I kicked him out. So, today we got a new co-host for the show, Isaiah.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What is your knowledge of sports?
I know everything from like 2026 all the way until like 1890, like from like football, college, baseball. And I'm knowledgeable in soccer and basketball, a little bit in hockey, almost everything. Some Olympics.
For me, my main things are NFL and MLB. I watch a little bit of NBA. I stopped liking it when they got rid of the defense. You can't do defense in NBA anymore, so I don't like that.
It's kind of soft for sure.
What are your favorite sports teams overall?
All right, so if we're talking, let's say the big three in the Americas, right? Like NFL, MLB, NBA. I'd probably be the Bears, Cubs, and I know the Bears and Cubs, and then basketball, either the Pacers or the Bulls.
See, for me, I have a weird variety. So I have for MLB the Mets because local, and for football I watch the Washington Redskins or Commanders. I don't know what you like calling them, but I am used to calling them the Redskins. So it always. So
you've been a fan since they were the Redskins.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Robert Griffin.
The third. Oh yeah. We're not gonna start the RG3 Jaden Daniels comparison, saying they're the same. They are not. Trust me, folks. Jaden Daniels will be superior to that.
They're not the same, but I mean, Robert would have been better if he didn't get injured, though.
Oh, 100%. Robert Griffin III. It's unfortunate because he took Redskins to the playoffs for the first time in a while, and look where that ended up for the Redskins with RG3 always getting hurt. Jaden Daniels, I think, would have brought the Commanders, Redskins back to the playoffs this year if he didn't have all those injuries, because they had a good offense. They had Terry McLaurin. They added Deebo Samuel. They had Zach Ertz. I don't know. I know Bears fans are not too fond of Commanders fans because of the Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams want their quarterback to be the best because they came from the same draft class. What do you think of the Redskins overall? I want to see from a Bears perspective.
We've played the Redskins 2 years in a row. We lost the first game, and last play of the game, we threw an awful throw. And then this year, we won off of a field goal, no double doink. But I like the Commanders because beautiful. I used to use them a lot in Madden. Like Madden 25, the original one.
I can use. Yeah. Oh, that Madden, Madden 25. There's two Madden 25s.
There is.
That was
my
25th anniversary, I think.
Second Madden ever, I think. I think I started with Madden 11, the one with the Drew Brees. I
believe they were called Maddens on the N64. I have those football games.
They were called Madden. I played those a couple times in my life, not many times.
I missed the N64. I need to get a new one. Mine broke. I love those old school football games. I don't know how the old games are better than the new games. I think for me, it's that these game companies always try to focus on graphics instead of the quality overall. But we got some football predictions. You want to do the championship games for this Sunday?
So, who do you have in the NFC Championship? The
Seahawks and Rams. Okay.
Yep.
So, the 49ers, I don't know, would you consider them a good team, or would you say the Seahawks were that good that they just are going to steamroll everyone?
I don't think the Seahawks are in buzzsaw mode. I just think the 49ers are a little injury prone, but I do believe Seattle is very good, though.
I think they are better than the Rams overall, but it just seems like when the Rams are coming down to the wire, you saw it, I believe, with the Panthers they faced, right? And
the
they did the
Bears.
same thing with the Bears. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's
But
fine.
the Rams just seem, if they're in a close game, they're going to find a way to win. So this just all depends on how the game goes. It can either be Seattle just takes this game and blows it away, or they're going to have a seesaw battle until the end. Right now, my gut says the Seahawks win.
All right, so we saw in Lumen Field not too long ago, the Rams, I think it was regulation, fourth quarter maybe, they got that last minute drive to win. No, the Seahawks won that game, I believe, actually. They drove down the field and got that touchdown. I think it's going to be a little bit the same of that. I think the Seahawks I think it will be a close game, right? But I think the Seahawks will edge them out because I think they will just edge them out, you know?
Do you think it's going to be close, though? So you think it's going to be a close game?
I do. I believe. So let's go half by half. What do you think the score at the first half? What do you think the score by the end of the first half is going to be?
I think, for me personally, I think Seahawks are going to just dominate here. I'm going to be crazy and say it's going to be like maybe 21-7.
I could see that. I have the Rams. They're going to be up 17-0. It sounds weird, but do you remember the Rams versus Eagles? Not too well, it was pretty early in the season. The Rams blew a 20-something point lead to the Eagles earlier this season. I'm kind of feeling blown lead here.
Same kind of thing there.
All right.
I definitely could see that, but I think the Seahawks are just like hot right now. Maybe
they are very hot.
Recency bias with the 49ers game they got, but I just think they're out for blood. They're going to kill. I don't know. I just think Seahawks are going to steamroll this thing.
Who's going to perform better, Matthew Stafford or Sam Darnold?
I think Sam Darnold rejuvenated his career. It looks like it. Never seen this type of performance for him before, especially when he gets into the playoffs. He usually just shits the bed. Like you've seen it in the Vikings games.
Right.
Just ask Jets fans how they like Sam Darnold, right?
It's not Sam's fault, I don't feel, about that. It's definitely the Jets management.
Yeah, that's true. Jets haven't had the best management in quite a while, unfortunately for them. I feel bad for Jets. I kind of like to root for the Jets on the side, like if Redskins aren't playing because, the New York, New Jersey area, right. I root for the Mets. I know it's weird. I'm not Mets Jets, but
so
I hope the best for the Jets in the future. But I think
they were
Sam
on
Darnold
pace
is going
to get Fernando Mendoza until they just won like 2 in a row and sold the whole first overall pick.
Oh yeah, they did.
Oh, that's just bad management there. You have to just tank there, I feel.
Yeah, wasn't there a team a few years ago that got in trouble for intentionally tanking? I recall that incident happening a few years ago. I forgot what team. I believe it was the Raiders. Correct me if I'm wrong, comments, but I believe that has happened before. But
it definitely could
I wanted Redskins to tank better than they did because they won their last game against the Eagles. I think that's poor management as well because they look at the draft pick they could have gotten.
Yeah.
Speaking about bad management and tanking. But anyway, you think Sam Darnold or Matthew Stafford?
I think I'm going to have to go with Matthew Stafford here. Actually, he had less than 100 yards against the Bears, I believe.
Yeah, I believe you are correct on that.
He had maybe 98 yards. He had a really rough game, but that Bears secondary was playing unbelievable that game. Seattle secondary is also probably up there in the league with one of the best secondaries. I believe I actually am going to go Sam Darnold here, shockingly. I think he's going to outperform Matthew Stafford.
As well. I think Sam Darnold not only going to outperform Matthew Stafford, I think Sam Darnold's going to have a career game because all the pressure is on him now because the Seahawks team is like the talk of the town right now. So I think all the pressure is on him. So I think he's going to prove everyone wrong, saying he can't win in those big moments. And I think Sam Darnold is going to have a career game year for the Seahawks, and they're going to go on to the Super Bowl, which leaves
what's
the
your
next
final
two
scores?
Teams. Final scores? All right, you want to go that? I think it's going to be another kind of blowout. Like I think it might be 40. I'll say 45 to 10. 14, I don't know. I think it's just going to be another blowout. I think Seahawks are killers right now.
I'm going to have to
Maybe I'll be wrong and sound stupid, but
35-23.
35-23.
For the Seahawks.
Yeah, you're keeping it a little more fair. I'm going off recency bias, but we'll see where that transpires for them. What about this one? This seems like an easy path for the Patriots, no?
It does, but sometimes the easy game is not always going to be easy. So the Denver Broncos, they picked up Ben DiNucci. He's probably not going to play. They're probably going to play Jarrett Stidham. But Jarrett Stidham, I'm not even going to talk about him. He's never done anything. It's going to be really hard for Denver to win this game, but if their defense can play good, they could win a gritty 10-3 match, but Drake May probably won't play that bad.
So do you think this is going to be a more defensive heavy game? Because we saw how Drake May was against the Texans, and that game I think was just horrible and embarrassment for a playoff game because it was just hot potato with the ball. Drake May and CJ Stroud couldn't help themselves but help their offense turn the ball over.
Yeah, Drake May had a rough one out there. Only 160 yards. I may be wrong on that one.
And Texans defense is Super Bowl worthy defense, but
for sure.
Would you say the Broncos is just that, or would you say
Broncos are top 3 for sure? They're definitely top 3 with the Seahawks, and I'd say the Seahawks are a top 3 defense. Maybe they're pretty.
You also
good.
have to look at it in that perspective. You have to see how Drake May did against a Super Bowl caliber defense, and Broncos are one within their own right, and Drake May did bad the first time, with the Texans, so you have to expect maybe that same thing from there. So I do agree with you that it's going to be a low-scoring game. I guess I could see the Broncos upsetting the Patriots here. If it is that low-scoring, you just have to rely on getting those 10 points and just shutting out Drake May the entire game. But I do think it's going to be the Patriots. Unfortunately, Bo Nix got hurt, but I do think it's going to be the Patriots that take this one because it has to be, right? This is their easiest path into the Super Bowl in a long time. So
this may sound wild. I'm going to go Denver 3-2. I'm just joking.
3-2.
Nah, I'm just joking. It's going to be 10-3 Broncos. I think they're going to just shock the world, and the defense is just going to cause so much problems for Drake May. It's just going to be rough for him. He's going to. I'm going 2 interceptions here and 150 yards. He may be able to get it going with his legs, but I don't think he's going to be able to score more than 3 against this very good defense.
If that is the case, this could be a blowout of a Super Bowl because you predict Seahawks enter the Super Bowl themselves, right?
Seahawks have a very, very experienced quarterback. He may not have been good all his career, but he's very experienced. He will not blunder like Drake May will.
That's why I think that if Broncos escape this, I think this Super Bowl is going to be a lopsided one.
I could see that too, but if the Patriots make it, I could also see it being a close game.
I'm going to go right now because I don't trust the Broncos fully, and we're going to get into more about the Broncos and even if they deserve to be in this championship game, because I don't think they do, because they kind of got handed to
we got to get into that for sure.
But I think it's going to be 24-10 Patriots.
All right, I like that. I'm going to go 10-3 Broncos, as I said.
I mean, I definitely could see it. Broncos defense is great, and that's all they have to rely on. They have to play perfect defense, and if they do
100%.
just that, they're in the Super Bowl. So let's get into the Broncos.
Yeah,
you want to
explain?
Do you think they deserve to be in this championship game?
Not at all.
Neither do I.
The Bears, right? They had 3 of those plays, and they didn't get a single one. They had one on offense, one on defense, and then another one on offense where they should have been given it, like on the same type of play, but they were not given it. They didn't get the interception on the, they said he got the catch when that wouldn't have been called for the Broncos or the Bills, I mean. And you have to stay, what's the word? You have to be very efficient and you have to stay on the same calls. If you're going to have one ref call it, every ref has to call it.
Yeah, I agree. It's weird in NFL games sometimes because you'll have the same exact play happen multiple times and they call it 10 different ways. I don't understand it, but the NFL nowadays.
The refs are, they make 90% of their calls correct. But why does it always seem like the ones they make wrong win games?
The big. Yeah. That's what people say about the Chiefs because people argue that, Chiefs are the most penalized team in the NFL, but it's where those penalties are called is people's argument. Like
the
that's
Bengals
get all the
AFC Championship one?
Oh, yeah. That one's a big one. And
that one's
it's
up there.
like they're not trying to hide it sometimes.
But that was definitely a penalty there, unfortunately. I wanted the Bengals
Broncos
to win that
Bills.
game.
I kind of like teams going on those dynasty runs, so I kind of like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yeah, for sure.
More than others.
I don't mind. I don't mind the Chiefs or Andy Reid, but I don't really like Patrick Mahomes. He's not overhyped. He's definitely the second best quarterback of all time, which is maybe a little hot take.
You just like seeing those teams getting taken down by somebody?
Yeah, I like the underdog
Unfortunately,
story.
it was the Eagles. Fuck, I hate the Eagles. Unfortunately, it was them
I just don't like the Eagle fans.
Neither do I. So it was kind of like a Super Bowl everyone hated in a way because these are the 2 most hated teams in NFL, and we have to root for one of them. Fuck that.
We could have.
I think everyone
Washington
wanted
go on.
I think everyone in Washington
or Detroit.
I think that was everyone's pick. See, that's another thing. People are like, "Oh, Detroit's gonna kill Washington. Detroit's gonna mollywop them." And when we beat Detroit, everyone was like, "Oh, but their defense was injured. They had a lot of injuries. We knew this coming into the fucking." And now you're going to say, "Oh, it's the injuries that made Detroit lose." No. Yeah, no. Don't say it now because why didn't you say this before? You said Detroit was going to kill Washington, and Washington did the opposite, and we make injury excuses. Washington won that game fair and square. And I damn well wish that we could have made it to the Super Bowl that year because had the Chiefs played that game, I think Washington would have been Super Bowl champions.
All right. Bills or Broncos? Who deserved it?
The Bills 100% deserved it because we can argue about overtime and the interception that happened there. But the refs missed a huge PI call at the end of the game where Bills should have been first and goal. And I don't even think it should have went to overtime. So there's that already. I think Bill should have won the game before reaching overtime.
Bills should
What
have
about you?
Won it in regulation. It's so dumb. But
they should have won it twice.
I'd root for the Broncos. It's one of my grandfather's second favorite teams. But I have to say the Bills deserve that.
They won the game twice and the refs robbed them. And then the same kind of PI call that should have been called for the Bills to put them first and goal was called against the Bills in overtime. They were trying to have the Broncos pull off the upset for whatever reason. Those refs should be investigated because holy shit, there's no way you make up those kind of calls at the end like that and can't be consistent about it.
Definitely.
So Bills should be in this AFC Championship game right now.
And
it's even worse that Broncos quarterback is out.
Did the Bills fire the wrong guy by firing their head coach and not the general manager?
I think both could have been fired, but the difference is they fired their head coach, then promote their GM. That's
Yeah,
fucking insane.
it makes no sense because literally you need to get yourself receivers, and they've known that for like years, but they've never done it. That's all the GM's fault, and like you're not getting anything going if you don't have receivers for Josh Allen. He's very, I'm not going to say reliant because he's a Superman type of quarterback that can do whatever he needs to try to get his team a win, and it wasn't his fault his team lost, but it's just he needs receivers. They definitely should have at least fired both if they were going to fire one.
You think the Bills go on a rebuild year? You think they're a playoff team next year, or do you think they're going to be out of it for a few years? Reconstruct the team a bit.
They'll win 14 games next year.
You think it's going to be Patriots like this every year, or you think they had a little lucky run like you could argue Washington did with Daniel?
I think the Patriots will do very good as long as Drake May stays healthy.
Do you think Jaden Daniels is an elite quarterback? Do you think he's legit, or do you think he's overrated? Because there's still that overrated talk about him.
Jaden Daniels was my favorite player coming out of that draft. I know that you obviously had Caleb Williams, but just watching as a college football fan, Jaden, he was so fun to watch. Hurdling over people, Heisman moments all year round. But the style that he plays just doesn't really translate, but he is going to be a very, very good quarterback for years to come and will be the franchise quarterback as long as he stays healthy.
Thank you for saying that. Because a lot of people tell me he was a one-hit wonder, that this was the only time he will have success in his rookie year, then he'll go on his sophomore slump and become a bust. I've heard that from a lot of friends, a lot of football fans, and I'm glad to hear someone say differently because I think Jaden Daniels is legit too. You don't have that good superstar run and then just shit the bed. And Jaden Daniels, when he was out there, you can look up his stats. He had really good stats for the Washington Commanders, and the offense does play like at a different level when he's just out there rather than not. So I think if they can fix his injury-prone stuff, because I would argue that he might be. I don't know if you add weight or something. What would you suggest, like, to help prevent Jaden Daniels' injuries? Because he is very skinny.
Play smart. Don't put your body on the line. Translate your style, your college, high school style into an NFL style where you slide. Like, you know how surprised I am Josh Allen is not a guy that gets injured? I mean, he's big boned for sure. He's what, 6'5", 250? He's like a running back. But if JD5 wants to be a running back, he'd have to put on weight, but he wants to be a quarterback. So just translate to an NFL style and not kill yourself every run.
Do you think that causes some of his injuries because he doesn't slide?
Did you see the elbow injury?
Yeah. Oh, God. I thought that was way worse. I don't know how he even played a game after that.
Yeah, it's definitely because he doesn't slide.
That looked nasty. Yeah. And I always scream at the TV when he's not sliding out there. I'm like, oh, my fucking God, you motherfucker. You have to fucking slide because things like this happen.
Or you could be like Fernando Mendoza in the national championship.
That is true. You could do that.
That's my team.
I'm sure you loved that, didn't you?
I did. Who were you rooting for in that game?
Didn't really have a preference, you know.
Just trying to watch good football?
You know it.
All right, you want to get on to something else?
Sure. You want to bring up a little baseball talk?
Yeah.
Let's start it off with the Mets.
The Mets. Let's talk about the Mets.
Okay, so the Mets, I don't know how up to date you are with all their off-season moves and stuff. People are split on David Stern. Some are saying he's a baseball genius. Some people say he's a cheap market guy. You know of David Stearns, right?
I do.
What do you think of him as a president of baseball operations for the Mets?
David Stern. I mean, the name, he's one of the biggest names. You know what I mean? but
You know,
I don't think he doesn't really help that much.
The owner of the Mets, Steve Cohen, I think would spend, because when it was just him, he was just making some wild moves without a GM or president of baseball operations to kind of know what they're doing. So he was giving Justin Verlander, a 40-something-year-old man, like a $40 million a year contract. So I think he did help a little bit, but like I think David Stearns is a little smart for his own good sometimes, because he just tries to have this like creative mindset of defense, which he calls run prevention. I guess if you want to call it that, go for it. But
Baseball
I think
isn't
that
about defense anymore.
that's what I'm saying. It's always about the long ball.
It is now. You know, there's years where it isn't, and there's years where it is. Right now, we're in a long ball era.
David Stearns' mindset, I think, is try to get the best defensive player as possible for catcher, first base, second base, shortstop, third, left, center, right.
I'd say they got that. When I think about
really
their roster,
team right now.
They have a very good defensive team. You guys do still have Francisco, right?
Robert. Yeah, we do got Francisco, who's a Gold Glove shortstop. We got Marcus Simeon.
You guys got Jeff McNeil. He's great. He's a good defender.
Oh, we traded him recently.
Oh wait, you traded him
to the A's for a bag of baseballs.
Let's see.
Pete Alonso walked. That one was good. Pete Alonso went to the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, I feel like he's about to slide. I feel he's very good. Don't get me wrong. He can still get homers and that. I feel like he may slide.
The Mets didn't want to give him that contract. The Orioles did. So I think that Pete Alonso wasn't clutch enough. So I think that that contract for the Orioles is going to end up going to be a bad one. I'm not just saying this because I'm mad he left the Mets. I would have loved to keep him because he's a lifelong Met. He has the most home runs in Mets history, but sometimes you got to learn to move on from certain players because you always root for the jersey at the end of the day, not the player.
So we're talking about the Mets. Let's talk a little bit about the Cubs.
All right, the Cubs. I don't like how that you have Pete Crow Armstrong. You
don't like PCA, like. Or do you think he's too good?
He's
to
supposed
be on
to be ours.
The Cubs? Oh,
he's supposed to be ours. Well, because the Mets and Cubs did the trade Baez for.
Oh yes,
PCA,
yes. God. I forget that you guys
PCA
got.
Is awesome.
Javier, yeah. What happened to Javier?
He's on the Tigers now, right? I believe.
Yeah, I believe he's still there. He's been there for a couple of years now.
PCA is so fucking good, and it makes me so mad that Steve Cohen, again, who didn't have a GM or president of baseball operations at the time, I was trying to cater to Francisco Lindor because that was Francisco Lindor's, I think, first year on the team, 2021. Yeah, so thought I'd give him a little way to extend him into a longer contract. What better way to do that than bringing in your best friend, Javier Baez? And Javier Baez didn't even extend himself. I got Francisco Lindor to extend, but Javier went on to the Tigers. I believe he's been there since then. I'm not sure if he went to another team since that, but again, I wouldn't have made that trade because we lost a great outfielder, because that's what the Mets need right now, one more outfielder.
So you guys,
that trade's always going to kill me.
So the Mets picked up Devin Williams. I heard you yesterday. You were very excited about that, it seemed.
Oh, yeah. Mets got Devin Williams. They got Freddie Peralta. They got Luis Robert. They got Bo Bichette.
You guys have made some moves.
Oh, yeah. Like, ever since Dodgers got Kyle Tucker, Mets just went.
So do you think Devin Williams will be able to revive his career after last year?
Yeah, I do believe Devin Williams will be able to revive his career, because if you look at his stats, he's never had a ERA higher than 2. It's always been in the 1s for an ERA, and I don't think 1 year is going to impact what his future looks like. I think that was just like a 1-year thing, and Devin Williams is familiar with New York now, so hopefully that's a bonus. And the president of baseball operations, David Stearns, and him used to work together. I think David Stearns found Devin Williams when David Stearns was with the Brewers.
So Luis
Robert.
Oh,
Oof.
he's had a couple down years
He's had a
now.
rough. He's had a rough patch. Luis Robert was great in 2023, and I guess the Mets are trying to find that again because they think he has the potential to be that again. So I
He's
hope
only
the
like
Mets are correct with that.
26 or so, right?
So
He's
he
still
has a
pretty
way. Yeah,
young.
he's still very young, and at that age, you still can bounce back. They say like
Definitely.
28 to 31 is like your prime years, I think. So I do think Luis Robert will bounce back. I'm not just thinking it because he's a Met now. I just see that potential. If David Stearns sees it, I gotta trust him, right? He's the baseball guy.
Right.
Uh
Even David.
oh, I do. That's why I hope with these trade pieces the Mets got like Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, who has had great years themselves that have had down years, who are also 24, 25. People say, oh, they have low value now because they've had a bad few years. And I'm like, Luis Robert, we had to give up two of our top prospects for someone who's also had down years. So you have to look at that in consideration. And I think Mets can get some good pieces to their team, trading Beatty and Vientos. But we need to talk about your Cubs. You want to talk about the Cubs, right?
Yeah, let's. So, how do you feel about we didn't do much really. We got Alex Bregman, I believe.
That's a good pickup. He was with the Red Sox. I honestly thought he was going to extend with the Red Sox, but no. Cubs got him. I'm surprised they
He's
didn't go for Kyle Tucker again to kind of
I don't
balance
know
that
how
out
much
more.
of a fan I am of that.
You don't like it?
We didn't really need Kyle Tucker back because we have Seiya Suzuki, Ian Happ, we have PCA. We already have basically all of our outfield good. Um
Cubs might be a top 3 in the National League, honestly.
we're definitely going to be good, but we're going to have to get over our fears of beating the Brewers. They're very good for some reason.
Mets always get killed by the Brewers. Speaking about that team, I always have to bring up the Mets when you mention another team because drama, you know. But Cubs overall, I like. I think personally, Bregman is a benefit for your team because he has a really great defensive glove for third base. So that's always going to be a bonus. He's not like the Otanis, Alonsos, Judges of the world where he's going to be mashing home runs left and right, but he has a good solid bat. So that does, I say, give your team another 2 to 3 wins
We
solely
have a
by
lot
him.
of good players. Our pitching will be questionable. I'm pretty sure we kept what's his name? Shota Imanaga. I'm pretty sure we kept
Yeah,
him.
I think you did keep him.
And we also have relievers that they're not very good. We don't have great relievers. We have Justin Steele, he's pretty good. We have some youngins we have some good prospects in pitching, like what's
The
his
bullpen, I
name?
think, could be an easier fix for you because the bullpen, I think, uh, relievers get traded all the time. So I think
Oh
that
yeah.
if the Cubs do that within trade, I think you can pick up some nice solid arms to fix your bullpen because I think that is the major issue with your team right now. Is that bullpen going to be sustainable for a playoff run, for example? But I think your bullpen on opening day is going to be completely different to what it will look like at the trade deadline in the summer.
Jamison Taillon has been decent over last year. He was okay. He wasn't awful. We can
Who's
definitely
your
work with
closer right
that.
now?
Our closer. We don't really normally have set closers, but I'd probably say maybe Daniel Palencia. He could be our closer. He's not
How is your
awful.
farm system overall? Would you say you guys got a good farm system?
Ooh, I'd say I'm gonna try to rank it amongst we have Moises Balsdorser. I don't know how to really say his name yet, but he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will probably be playing this year in the majors.
Does your team usually tend to trade their top prospects though, like in the
We
farm
definitely
system, or
do.
do they tend to hoard on to them?
We are known to definitely trade away our prospects over definitely the last few years, but we have some really good players right now.
Oh,
I'd say we're
I think that's
probably
how
like middle of the pack come to farm system. We really only have like Moises Bastors or Jackson Wiggins. He's pretty good. Kevin Alcantara.
What I think you guys could possibly try to do for strengthening the bullpen is give up some decent quality prospects to like the Brewers or Padres, because I heard the Padres are selling their team, so they might be getting rid of all their expensive contracts. So you might be able to get like a Mason Miller from the Padres or a Trevor McGill from the Brewers. I know the in division, trades are kind of hard to do, but I think you could get better that way. What I don't think you have anything on the free agent market that's going to get you what you need to have a sustainable bullpen.
Speaking of the Padres, Darvish retiring, Cubs legend. He just retired recently. Maybe today. It's like injury concern, I believe.
He's retiring due to injury?
Yeah, injury concern or something like that.
Damn. That is very unfortunate. I wish him the best. Do you think he becomes a coach?
Do I think he becomes a coach? Maybe a pitching coach, but he seems like a guy that's gonna go enjoy his life on a beach somewhere warm.
Yeah, I feel that. Wish I could do that with this snowstorm coming and all the freezing temperatures. I hate.
Yeah, it's about to get bad here.
I hate New England. Hell no. New England weather is the worst. I need to go to like a tropical environment like Hawaii, San Diego,
I just moved
Florida.
Here, and I really think it's better weather.
You like it?
It's better weather than the Midwest.
I mean, I just hate the cold in general. I'll like it better when it's summertime, but the cold weather is very shitty.
I can't believe a day later you guys signed Bo Bichette. You guys could have gotten Kyle Tucker.
The Mets thought they were getting him because Steve Cohen tweeted out, let me know when you see smoke, because I think he thought he was getting him because the Mets offered Kyle Tucker like $50 million a year.
And then the Dodgers rigged deal.
And what, like, no, hold my beer, $60 million a year, but like we're deferring $59 million for your first year. I don't know how they accept that.
How do you feel about the players that you guys traded away for Freddie Peralta and was it Tobias Myers, right?
Tobias Myers, yeah. I think this is actually a pretty decent trade, especially if the Mets can extend Freddie Peralta, because Freddie Peralta is only getting paid $8 million this year. So that is very cheap for a great frontline starter. I don't know if you would want to call him an ace. I wouldn't say he's an ace yet. I think there's a difference between a number one starter. That is fair.
2.7
you have to prove it.
Sorry, not GPA. ERA.
ERA, yeah.
And
I think
100 plus strikeouts, I think.
If he continues to do that, then you can give him the label ace. But like, I would say, I don't know if you agree or disagree with this, there's a difference between a number one starter and an ace.
I don't think getting rid of Jet Williams or Brandon Sproat are going to be... I don't think they will become that good. You gave away a 23-year-old and a 25-year-old.
I think Sproat and Myers are like the same kind of pitcher, it seems. So it's like they kind of swap guys there. Jet Williams, I do see some potential in. Like, the Mets were really high on him, but obviously not enough to keep him, so that's why they traded him away. Mets right now are very high on their prospects. Nolan McLean, who had a great 2025 season when he got called up at the end there, and Carson Bench is like a no trade. So if you even bring him up in trade talks, Mets will immediately decline that. So looking forward to see that, but I think this is a great trade for the Mets. It does seem like that because
and Tobias is a lot more ready for now. He had what, like a 3 point something ERA last year.
He's had more experience, and Brandon Sproat you would have to worry about because he might choke
He
like
doesn't
in a
have
playoff
experience
atmosphere because he doesn't have experience there, and Tobias Myers does. So I think this is a better overall trade for the Mets, especially if they extend Freddie Peralta. Then Mets win this trade hands down.
Do you want to talk about the NFL coach hires?
Sure, we can do that.
All right. What team do you want to start with? What team that got a coach?
You want to talk about the Giants head coach?
We sure can. First of all,
before
I
we get
say,
into that though,
you go first.
What do you think about the ruling on hiring coaches? Because some people say that they should wait until the entirety of the season's over after the Super Bowl, so everyone has a fair shot to hire a new head coach if they want to. So
well,
I was wondering
this
if you
year
agree
it
or
didn't
disagree with that.
really matter, I wouldn't say, because the 4 teams that are in the championship don't need coaches, and the Bills had a chance to go get these coaches other than maybe John Harbaugh, but the Bills just shouldn't have fired their coach. They did way too good to fire their coach. They may be stuck in that like perennial, just stuck in the normal playoffs, never make the Super Bowl type of slump, but McDermott's a very good coach.
I would say so.
But I don't think I think they don't have to wait.
I think Bills did they find someone yet? I heard that they're interviewing.
They're interviewing. I don't think they found anyone yet, no.
John Harbaugh, though, for the Giants, this is a awesome pickup for the Giants. I hate that they got him. I don't like it. But it looks like the NFC East is going to be
the NFC North
bloodbath for the division. NFC East, right?
I know the NFC East is going to be like the NFC North or like the NFC West.
Oh, yeah.
Stacked divisions.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. The NFC entirely is going to be like
it's going to be stacked.
That's going to be very competitive.
That's why it
leads me to this. Do you think there should be a rule in the NFL? Because I don't like the interleague game, like AFC versus NFC, because they're not really competing for anything. Like all NFC teams are competing for those wild card spots if it gets to that point.
I think you got to make the AFC games a little more meaningful. You need to make the interleague games more meaningful.
There's nothing that they really get out of it, because like you rather see a game where even if it's not a division, like 2 NFC teams like fighting it out for like final wild card or something. It could be pen to paper. That's the last game on the schedule, and those 2 teams are fighting for that wild card game, which kind of makes you get a bonus playoff game out of that. So I think this might be a hot take, but I think that they should get rid of interleague games and have NFC teams face all NFC teams and AFC teams face all AFC teams. Hot take, but
so we're going back to the 1940 segregation, like the NFL segregation times. Remember when it was the American Football Conference by themselves, and then the National Football Conference, and then they just
they can face each other in the Super Bowl. They can unite there.
So what are you excited about for John Harbaugh in New York? I know you're not excited, but if you're a New York fan, why would you be excited right now?
Because he has a great track record of being a coach, and I hate talking up the Giants so much. I think that you have a chance now. You significantly increased your chances of making a playoff spot, unfortunately. Fuck you, Giants fans. But yeah, I think overall it's just going to benefit the Giants and lead them into a better future.
So there is a chance all 4 teams in a conference can make it.
Yeah, I think
could the East do it?
I think the East could do it.
It sounds weird and improbable, but it also sounds like this year could be the most possible
Oh, 100%. I think when Jaden Daniels is fully recovered and healthy, I think they all have like 10 wins at the end of the day when the season's said and done. 10 wins minimum. I know that might be a hot take, but
I think the Cowboys need to get rid of everyone and rebuild, or they're going to forever be stuck at 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, losing the wild card.
And for the Cowboys, it's never going to get you anywhere because you get the middle of the road draft pick. You're just finishing in the middle of the road every year. So that's why you're the same every year. So
do you think the Bengals did the right thing playing good rather than selling?
I think Bengals should have sold.
I think the Bengals and Saints did the right things winning games at the end of the season. I really think it's going to build confidence for them going on to next year.
I mean,
you may not get the
greatest draft pick. I think Bengals are in this issue, though, of where are they really as a franchise right now? Do you see them as a... Yes.
How does everyone in the North get rid of their coach, but Zach Taylor just doesn't get
here to stay?
They love him. I guess.
I mean, I think that's going to be the Bengals' biggest downfall every year. I think Joe Burrow is good. Would you say he is overrated? Because people still hype him up as like a top 5 QB.
No, I'd say he's the best quarterback in the league.
You think Joe Burrow is?
I do, because I think Patrick's about to... I don't think he's going to be bad, don't get me wrong. I think he's going to slide a little bit. But I think Joe Burrow will not slide, and I think he will take the throne as the number 1 quarterback. I want to question, 5 years from now, who do you think is going to be the top 3 quarterbacks in the league?
Honestly, it might sound crazy, but I think it's going to be all 3 that came out of that 2024 draft class. I think it might be Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May.
That's actually not impossible. My top 3, I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be in the top 3 anymore in 5 years. I think it will be in the top 5. But my top 3, Caleb Williams, Fernando Mendoza, and Drake May, and then Jaden at number 4, and then I'll go Joe Burrow at number 5. You can get 2 more if you want.
I think that's a decent top 5 list.
I think Fernando Mendoza is going to be very good in the future.
You think he is going to break out into one of the best?
He's a game manager. He's going to be a lot like let's say, he's not a stat patter. He's going to be a lot like a Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff, would you say he's top 5 right now? I'd say he's in the conversation.
Top 5, Jared Goff? Not yet. No.
Not yet.
I want to put him there, but
for me, he's about number 7.
I think top 5 right now, if I had to choose, I think Mahomes number 1, obviously, right? I know he had a bad year. I still think
he's good. I mean, obviously he's good.
Yeah. I think until like he's defeated like full year played, he didn't play a full year.
I think if he didn't get injured, they're still not making the playoffs.
It'll be Josh Allen. People shit on him. People do, but I think he is still up in there.
I think he's my number 1.
I'm not doing this in any particular order, so I'm just thinking of people. Would you say Hurts is? I think Hurts is overrated.
For me, he's number 17 when I made my top 32.
I think he's like in my 20. He's like 20 for me.
The reason I have him there is he is a game manager that doesn't do anything. So he's not like a Jared Goff. He's more like a who's a game manager that didn't do anything. I can't say Kirk Cousins. He did stuff. Let's go Sam Cousins. Yeah, I like that one. He was a game manager that didn't do much, but he was able to win games. So I'd probably go with that.
That's fair. So who do you think is the best coaching hire in NFL that's going to be very impactful for a team?
Either John Harbaugh or McDaniels to the offensive coordinator of the Chargers, I believe.
I like to see that. There's a lot of coaches out there this year.
There is.
I wish Redskins waited a little bit to see what was out there more instead of immediately hiring people, but it looks like they are hiring people within the organization, which is sometimes good because you get a little familiarity with the players, coaches kind of thing. I get why they're doing it.
You guys kept Dan
But
Quinn,
I would
right?
have, yeah,
I
he's
believe
still our
so.
head coach.
I think he's a great coach. You can't fire your coach if your whole team's injured. That's why if the 49ers had like 4 wins this year, you couldn't fire their coach.
I agree. And I don't think people are like, see, Commanders had that down year. I'm like, I think they would have been in the same spot if they didn't have all those injuries because
I don't think they would have won as many games last year as last year. I don't think they were clicking like they were last year, but I think they still would have won maybe like 11, 12 games.
I think
didn't they win 14 or 13 last year?
They won 12 last year. They were 12-5.
Sorry.
I
guess, yeah,
you have
I could
to remember
see them
Zach
going the same
Ertz
way.
was injured. Debo was injured for a few weeks. Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels most of the year. So all their top key members on their offense were out. So what did you really expect? So I wouldn't even consider it a down year. I think if Jaden Daniels plays a full healthy 2026-7 season, oh God, I did the thing. But I think we judge him then when he plays another full year.
Yes, I agree. What would you grade the John Harbaugh hire from like a school grading system?
I think it's an A. You have to give it an A.
A plus?
A plus. You know, I don't like giving Giants things, so A. They don't get a plus from me.
All right. No. You want to talk about Jesse Minter to the Baltimore Ravens? He was the Chargers defensive coordinator, I believe.
For the Baltimore Ravens, yeah. Where do you think they stand before we get into that as a franchise overall? Do you think what's going on with
They did the dumbest
Lamar
thing they could have ever done. Why do you fire John Harbaugh? Lamar is going to struggle a lot without Harbaugh, I believe. I think Jesse Minter is going to make that Ravens defense probably number 1 defense next year, because he was very good at like safety blitzes, and that means you'll get Kyle Hamilton blitzing in every direction and have him stunt in coverage. He can drop back, fake the blitz, a lot of interceptions. I believe that defense is going to be so good. But I feel like Lamar's going to drop down. They're going to need a pocket quarterback. I don't think they're going to be able to use his legs like John Harbaugh did, but I believe they can still win games next year. They're just not going to be as good. I think they're going to go get about 7 wins. I would have loved to see McDaniel with Lamar. That would have been so fun. An offensive-minded coach with Lamar. Ooh, that would have been
Cliff
great.
Kingsbury.
Cliff, he knew how to use Kyler's legs.
Daniels.
You're talking about
Jaden Daniels. Cliff Kingsbury, yeah.
He's used Jaden and Kyler's. Yeah, you're correct.
Yep. And Jaden Daniels is like same style QB to Lamar, no?
I'd say Lamar's a little more athletic. I'd say Jaden's more like Caleb Williams athletic, I'd say.
That's why I would say, I think Lamar
because
and
no
Cliff
one will ever reach
Lamar.
Let's be real here. Lamar is going to be the most athletic quarterback that is accurate ever, I'd say.
That is fair.
That's
why I think, though, Cliff Kingsbury would be good for Lamar Jackson.
That's a great that's definitely a great take there. I say Cliff is more of an OC. He doesn't do great as a head coach.
That's fair. I think he left the Commanders, though, which makes me believe they're going to give him a head coaching job.
Oh, the Bills would be a fantastic job for him, I feel.
I heard that maybe that's one of the people that they're interviewing.
You get Josh Allen with a coach that knows how to get the running going, and you also have James Cook. He's probably a top 5 running back in the league. You can have maybe a top 3 running game in the league.
Speaking about Bills, they interviewed Phillip Rivers for head coach position.
Yeah, it's just a joke. It won't happen. If it does, the Bills are not making the wild card. They're not even going to be. I'm not trying to flame Phillip because I like him, but he was a high school head coach like 4 months ago.
He played a few games with who this year?
Colts? The Colts. Yes, that is my second favorite team because obviously I'm from Indiana.
Oh yeah. That sucked with
yeah, they almost had that. They almost had it.
Daniel Jones.
You want to talk? You want to give Jesse a grade?
Jesse. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say B+.
B+. I would go with a B-, just because I want an offensive-minded coach with an offensive team.
Okay, that's fair. I'm average it out to a B.
Oh no, not you want to talk about Kevin Stefanski to the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, it's
questionable.
That one's a good one to discuss because does he fit the Falcons and their play style?
Oh yeah, for sure. But what about his last 2 years? 8-26.
Yeah, not looking good for the man.
But what about his first 2 years? I believe 2 NFL Coach of the Years.
I think you have to look at more of his recent stuff, no?
Yeah, but some people could be blinded by recency bias and how bad his teams maybe were. He was able to keep those defenses good, but he had no offense. I don't think this is a great hire, but
judge. I'm gonna give this.
It could be okay.
A B-.
I will agree with you.
If there's like ones that you don't like see that like stand out to the world, we can like skip Titans.
Yeah, what about Robert Saleh from the 49ers? The defensive coordinator of the 49ers.
I think that actually will help them a little bit.
I think it will too. I could see them maybe winning 7 games next year, 6 games. That'd be a big improvement. I could see this being maybe like a B+ hire here.
B+ hire. I'm probably going to agree with you, actually, B+. I was going to say B, but B+ is, I think, more fair.
All right, so this last coach that got hired recently, well, other than there was Mike McDaniel, but we'll get on to him here soon, guys. But Jeff Hafley, I believe he was the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. What do you think about this hire? The Green Bay Packers, they had a really bad defense midway through the year. They lost a lot of players, including Parson. But he was a really good defensive coordinator. He had a top 3 defense before the injuries. Do you think that's a good hire, or do you think the Miami Dolphins should have kept an offensive-minded coach and there was better options? You go first.
I think you had to switch something up here, so I think you have to go, okay, offensive-minded's not working much, so, try the opposite, right? See where that gets you. I think sometimes you have to switch roles here, and I think this is actually going to be more beneficial to the Dolphins.
I think you keep Mike McDaniel, get a new quarterback, and let Mike McDaniel continue. Yeah. He was a good coach. You guys were on a winning streak going into the last week of the year. I think you have to keep Mike here, give him one more year, and if it doesn't work out, maybe there's better coaches next year.
Awesome. Elsewhere. So what would you rank this one? A
C+.
B? B+?
I'm going to go C+.
Okay. I think this actually lightens a fire under them a little more. I'm going to go B-.
All right, I like that.
What else we got on the list?
Let's get on to Mike McDaniels. Well, sorry, I'm just saying random stuff here. Mike McCarthy, my bad.
You're good. You're good.
So Mike McCarthy, right? The
Steelers, right?
Steelers. Yeah, the Steelers hired Mike McCarthy. Why?
I don't think this is good whatsoever. I don't know what the
Why?
Steelers are doing
I'm
over
giving
there.
an F
I think this is
minus.
actually dumb.
We
I
can
think
talk about it
this is
now.
like, I saw a lot of the Steelers fans even crashing out themselves about this, saying this is so dumb. It's so stupid. I don't understand what their mindset is. It doesn't even look like they're trying to win right now.
Like, what? Why? Why did he didn't? They didn't fire him, but why did he step down, Mr. Mike Tomlin? Why'd he step down? Like, they could have just.
I think the Steelers are known for like this is a rarity to get like a new head coach, right, for the Steelers. So you fumbled the bag, I believe, on this because Steelers aren't known for firing coaches, but
I don't understand why you don't pick up at least someone better, because you're only going to have McCarthy for maybe 5 years if he does good, and then you're going to have to look for a new coach, and then you may be in that looking for a new coach cycle for years to come. You know, you never had a losing season. It's been so long since you've had a losing season, and now you're going to have to go to McCarthy.
I think Steelers are going to go 5 wins this year.
5 wins? I'm going to have to agree with that.
Who else we got here? Oh, Mr. Tucker.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker.
So I think Kyle Tucker, I get you want to win. The main goal of joining a team is winning, but I think Kyle Tucker is a little bitch. I understand he took the most money, but I think he just wants the easiest way to find a ring possible because he can't do it on his own. And I heard Kyle Tucker doesn't have that kind of passion either. And I think that is a overpaid contract. I know the Mets were going to offer him $50 million a year. Dodgers did $60 million, but I think overpaid. I think he just wanted to chase a ring like Edwin Diaz.
Toronto wasn't willing to do more than $35 million. That's where Kyle Tucker wanted to go to start, but they just were evidently lowballing him. I'm not paying an aging Kyle Tucker $60 million a year.
I do not blame you.
Because
I wouldn't.
There was
either.
So much. I'd rather do the Bo Bichette. How much did Bo Bichette get?
Bo Bichette got, I think, $42 million, which wasn't deferred. Just keep that in mind, by the way.
42 a year?
Yeah.
I don't know if I even like that. Because Bo Bichette, I mean, he was okay last year. They won they lost the World Series, sorry. I'm just saying stuff right now. But he had an okay year. His team did great, but he is not worth that much money.
I agree with you. I think a lot of these teams now, you might have to get used to this with baseball. I think a lot of teams are going low years, higher AAV. I think the pay structure is going to be a lot different now. But we have to see how that impacts the lockout impending for 2027.
We need a salary cap.
You agree? See, I think with salary cap, you would also have to argue a salary floor, no?
Oh, yeah. Because you never want... It's like the Dodgers is... I'm pretty sure I'm correct. There is no salary, like real salary cap. So the richest teams can go and get the best teams. I'm pretty sure the Dodgers payroll is 2 times more than the...
In on everyone.
I'm pretty sure the Dodgers payroll is 2 times more than the second best team, and then it's all the top 10 lowest budgets team combined. It's just a crazy statistic. How do you beat a team with that much money on their team?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Steve Cohen has like more pocketed money than the Dodgers, but the Dodgers get away with things like deferring a lot of their money.
unfortunately, the Dodgers are one of the only teams owned by a group, and they are definitely the richest team.
Yeah, it
Which
sucks, but
we're just gonna have to live with that until the lock out.
yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on salary cap because do you want to penalize teams for actually spending? I think there should be penalizations for teams that don't spend.
I agree. Like the Athletics have the most stingiest pockets, even though they have so much
it
money.
makes no sense. They can have all those cheap payrolls. The A's, the Pirates, the Reds, the White Sox, like all have low payrolls. But then the MLB gives them money due to like Yankees, Phillies, Mets, Dodgers, all taken out of that luxury tax. You know, they get taxed if they go over a certain margin. Then all those smaller market teams get that money and pocket it. What are they doing with that money? You're not spending.
Exactly.
So I think if you're not spending it for the better of your baseball team on the field, then I think you should be fine.
Who's your least favorite MLB team?
Phillies.
The Phillies. So how do you feel about Kyle Schwarber?
I would have loved him as a DH for the Mets, but unfortunately he resigned with the Phillies.
I love Kyle Schwarber. He was a Cub. He was an Indiana Hoosier. And he's probably one of my favorite players that isn't a Cub. My least favorite team, the Cardinals.
Yeah, I could see why. They're like
they suck right now though, so I don't really have to worry about them. Usually,
do they ever
always
throw in
beat
the
us.
Rings number to your face?
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
That's what Yankees fans do to the Mets. 27 rings.
You know what's
funny? When was the last time you won one?
Why aren't the Yankees and Mets and the Cubs and Sox? They aren't really that big of rivals. Like, I'm not talking about those teams' rivals, but I'm talking about the rivalries aren't real big rivals.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd say the Yankees and the Mets are a little bigger of a rivalry than the Sox and the Cubs, but the Sox and the Cubs literally don't have a rivalry, really.
No, like Yankees and Mets, I think it just stems from like Battle of New York kind of thing.
Isn't it called the Subway Series, right?
Yeah, the Subway Series. Yankees fans always talk like shit before the Subway Series, and in recent years, Mets have mollywopped the Yankees in Subway Series battles. I don't think the Yankees won a Subway Series against the Mets like actually clean since like 2017. It's either been tied or Mets won the series.
Do you remember the Mets' most important series of last year against the Cubs way late in the season to see who's going to make the wild card? How did that series make you feel?
Nervous because I don't know if the Mets actually deserved it, but Mets, I think, snuck on by. Then they had to face the Marlins, right?
I don't know, actually.
So, I think the last game, it came down to the last game against the Marlins.
It did?
All they had to do was win. Yeah, because Reds lost their game.
Yep.
Now, all Mets needed to do was win. And what do? They get shut out by the Marlins.
Did they have that one closer come in? What's the Marlins closer's name? He's a crazy man.
Yeah, I'm not.
I like him. He's a cool guy.
Off the top of my head.
Any other topics you want to get into today?
I think we kind of discussed most of it. I think next show we should over our team's free agency, in off season altogether, Cubs and Mets. If you want to keep it a little more baseball next time,
right.
I think next show, that's a good topic. Off season, rank. We'll rank all 30 teams if you want to do that.
We'll be back before the Super Bowl. Get our Super Bowl predictions in, and then we will get our baseball offseason recap in.
Alrighty. Those are the next 2 episodes coming out, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed Into Some More Sports. It's been Cody, Isaiah. Tell them you have socials, right?
I do not.
You don't have social media?
Not yet.
Oh, damn. Well, we need to get you social media, so they can follow you on places.
For
But
sure.
hopefully you guys enjoyed. It's been Cody, Isaiah. Peace out.
See ya.